What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Life of 4xe. It's been a while since we made our last video. We have encountered some issues with the 4xe. It's been a while since we've made some videos or anything like that. We've had some issues with the 4xe. At this point, we do think it's a lemon. So we've been getting service hybrid system and service charging system. We're getting this issue when it is honestly colder than -10 degrees weather. The car will not start at all. It seems to be an intermittent issue where it happens sometimes it doesn't. So what's been happening is the car won't start. I come back 20-30 minutes or even an hour later and the Jeep does start. So my Jeep has been towed 3 times in the past 2 months, and I've been in 3 different rental cars. This has been a terrible headache. It just looks like Jeep doesn't know how to fix this issue. I've had honestly horrible customer service, but we will go into that further on. So the first time I got it towed, it was -25. I finished work. It was freezing cold. There were no other stores open around my area, and I waited for an hour and a half in -25-degree weather outside. This is a quick video. It's super cold. It's like -25 right now. I just finished work. I'm trying to start my car, my Jeep, and it won't start at all. It's saying service charging system, and so cold, like I can't even speak. But yeah, so I called Jeep towing assistance, roadside assistance, and they said the car needs to be towed as soon as possible. So there you go, service charging system, service hybrid electric vehicle system. Tried to turn it on, nothing happens at all, just this flashing light. And when the tow truck driver arrived, the vehicle started. I kept on trying that whole hour. It wouldn't start. But then once literally the tow truck driver came, he said, move the shifter up and down. I did that. The vehicle started. And he told me that he's seen already around 80 of these 4xes having this issue. And he's saying that what he told me was exactly when the car won't start and has that issue, you have to play with the shifter and the car will start. So that is the exact issue. So I got it towed to the dealership I actually bought the Jeep from. So it was there for literally just 1 day. We were going to Montreal the next day to go skiing and snowboarding. So I was super excited because obviously you can see, set everything up. I did the winch, I put the roof racks, and I put obviously the cargo box on. So we were super excited to get on this trip. But the day before, this issue happened. So when it was there for 1 day, they called me back the next day saying your Jeep is ready for pickup. They said they replaced Y46 seals, which were already replaced because of a recall. And when we were in Montreal, it was honestly -20, -30 degree weather, and it was there. We were there just for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The issue didn't happen at all, so I thought, okay, everything seems to be fine. Everything seems to be working. I think we'll be fine from now on. So we came back Sunday night from Montreal, and Monday we were back here in Toronto. It started snowing like crazy. We had around 40 centimeters of snow. I have another video coming for that when I was actually helping and towing and getting people out of the ditches or getting unstuck from the snow. And then on Wednesday, so Monday was a big snowfall, and then it wasn't that cold. Wednesday it became -14, and that's when the vehicle started having the same issues again. Service hybrid system, service charging system. So at this point, it was after work once again, and it was fairly cold. The vehicle wouldn't start. Thankfully, I was at my another job site, and there were stores around this time, so I waited for another hour for the tow truck driver to come. So since I was at a different job site, they towed my vehicle to a different dealership because it was closer, and this time it went to a different dealership. I'm not going to say which ones they are, just for obviously for reasons. So once it got there, the Jeep was there for a week and a half, and I got into my first rental car, which was a Dodge Ram. I will show you guys some pictures. It was there for a week and a half, and they said 2 seals were damaged. One was slightly wet, and the pin number 2 was damaged. And then they said connector C3 was scorched, which I'm not really sure what that means, but obviously it was an issue. So it took a week and a half for them to get the part. It came, I got the vehicle. They said they held it for an extra 3 days because it was cold. So, you know, and they said the vehicle was starting fine. It wasn't having the issue. So I got the vehicle back on a Thursday. Friday night, I went back to work, and once again, I could not start the vehicle. It was minus 16, I remember, and the vehicle wouldn't start. So I went inside back to work for, you know, a couple 20 minutes just to get some stuff. I came back out, and the vehicle started, and when it did start, it had a check engine light. So the next day, which was a Saturday, I decided to take my Jeep back to the dealership where I bought it from. And when it was there, they had the Jeep for another 5 days, and they said they installed new software updates, which I wasn't aware that there were any because I had them all done, as you guys seen in the video, with all the recalls and the system updates. So it was there for another 5 days. They said the Jeep is ready for pickup. So I picked up the Jeep. It was fine for another around a week. It wasn't as cold. And this time I was in a Dodge Charger. Wasn't too happy with that. Obviously, coming from 2 Jeeps, I want an SUV, but that was the only thing they had available. And you know, I said, all right, I guess I will get it. But I'll take it for now. But I did contact customer service head office for Jeep. I got a case manager, and I also opened up a case file, and I just expressed all the feelings I had with the vehicle and what was going on, what was with all the issues and everything like that, and how they were taking care of it. So when I returned the Charger, that was on a Friday. It started to be pretty cold Saturday, Sunday morning. I woke up. We were on our way somewhere. The vehicle was plugged in overnight. Here's my Charger. It was actually plugged in still in the vehicle. And when that happened, it was what happened then was it was saying service charging system, not the hybrid system at this point. And you know, at this point, getting extremely frustrated, just because it looks like they don't know how to fix this vehicle. Don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming the service department. They're only following what the head office and what their engineers have to say. But I honestly, at this point, we were truly frustrated. At this point, the vehicle hasn't been reliable at all during the winter, especially, you know, thank goodness I don't have any kids, or if this issue has been happening when it's this cold, or if I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere or somewhere, you know, and this issue happens. This is, you know, I would personally say this is a serious safety issue, right? So after I brought the Jeep back in one more time, this is literally the 4th time the Jeep has been in for this issue. So here I am trying to start my 4xe, and it is saying service charging system and service hybrid electric vehicle system. So this is honestly the 4th time, 5th time it's happening. It's been in the shop, in the dealership already 4 times, and they haven't fixed this issue. It's been in there for 1 day, then it's been in there for a week, then it's been in there for another week, and now this is again. And they're saying they can't put in a new battery. They're saying it needs a new battery pack, which is in the back seat, and the only way they can do that is when this issue is replicated. So here we are, gonna probably need another tow. So this is a little bit ridiculous, but it is what it is. I'm really frustrated, very upset with this vehicle, and also with the service that Jeep is showing and giving me. So I think it's time for maybe a new vehicle at this point. So we couldn't start the vehicle with it saying service charging system. I was frustrated. It was a Sunday. The dealerships were closed, so we couldn't get anywhere because, as you can see, how my Jeep is parked, and my girlfriend's car is right here. We couldn't go where we wanted to go because the Jeep was blocking this car. So obviously I know there's certain ways to shift it into neutral and roll it back, but that's just honestly a headache. But around 2 hours later, I got back into the Jeep. I started it. Check engine light was on again with the same issues. So on Monday, I took it back to the dealership. But on Monday, I went back to the dealership, the same one I've been going to. They gave me another rental. This time it was a Jeep Sahara. Obviously not too happy with what's been going on. They called the head engineers, the head office, and they said that the whole hybrid system, the battery pack, has to be replaced. So with the check engine light on, they told me they cannot order the battery pack without the issue being replicated. So I left the Jeep there for another 5 days, and the service department called me again on Friday because I brought it in on Monday, and they told me that they can't replicate the issue because it's an intermittent issue. They can't order the battery until this issue is happening again. So I've been, and they asked me if the technician can drive my vehicle. And at this point, this is when I got honestly pissed, okay? During a pandemic, they want a technician to drive my vehicle. Not only that, I'm paying for the vehicle and somebody else is going to be driving my vehicle, which is just, to me, is just ridiculous. And at this point, I called my service manager and the case manager who's dealing with my issue. I left her 3 voicemails and she has not gotten back to me, and it's been 2 weeks since she's gotten back to me. Even with, I've been nice. I didn't say anything rude or anything wrong. I understand it's in first year production vehicle. I completely understand, but I would think that they would have these issues maybe slightly sorted out, or at least would know what they're doing, because at this point, I don't even think the whole hybrid battery is the issue. I'm not an engineer or anything like that, but I just don't think that will fix the issue. I've been reading on forums, a lot of people saying the wiring harness might be damaged during when the vehicle was being built, or some people were having some issues like that. I've also checked the forums to check all fuses. I did check the fuses. Some of them weren't properly seated in the fuse box location, so I obviously clicked them in. But at this point, I honestly just have no clue what to do with the 4xe. So living in Canada here, there's no lemon laws. We have the equivalent to what's called CanVamp. But in 2019, FCA Chrysler pulled out of CanVamp, so I can't go that route if I wanted to get a new vehicle. So I did go to the dealership. I did talk to the GM. I did talk to the sales manager. And at this point, it was when I got really upset. I paid $85,000 for this Jeep with an extended warranty. They offered me $58,000 plus tax credits. So I would be losing around $20,000 in 8 months for an issue that obviously isn't my fault. And they said they're only giving me such a low number because the vehicle has issues. And I once again stressed to them that this isn't my fault. So at this point, I did call an attorney. I did see what I could do. He told me all, Consumer Act laws and whatnot, what we can do. But me personally, I don't know if I should go that way. So that's why I'm thinking of what to do. In one way, I kind of feel it is my own fault for putting in all these upgrades. But I feel like if I do go through that way, it just, obviously, I still won't get all the money, I get back. If you guys have any ideas what to do, please send me a message on Instagram. I will link the Instagram here. If you guys have any ideas, like I said, please let me know. I've been stressed out at this point. If you're paying this much for a vehicle and the customer service is this bad, them honestly just not caring. Where, when will this issue happen again? It's warming up right now, and they're saying the battery will be delivered in 5 to 6 months from now. Is just plain out ridiculous, because then it's also going to take another month for them to install the battery. So I'm looking at around 5 to 7 months of being without a vehicle that I'm paying for, and I'll be getting into a rental that's a third of the price. So I know I'm not being picky here, but at this point it is, you know, it's no joke. And like I said, FCA, they don't really care. And, you know, if you look on the forums, there's actually a big class action lawsuit going on with the 4XEs, 4xEs, with having the service charging system and also service hybrid system, because I think that's all interlinked. And what is going on with this lawsuit is the vehicle will stall and it will turn off, especially when you're on the highway, and the car loses power, and that's saying service charging system. And that's honestly the same issue I'm getting, even though that hasn't happened to me, but I think it could be correlated to each other. I don't know, but you know, at this point I just don't think this vehicle is safe. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say this is a bad vehicle. I love it. You know, in the summertime when I had it, it has been great. It has been completely, like, I love it. You know, take the doors off this. But you know, it's just at this point of how they've treated me as a customer, and I just don't think Jeep has been doing a great job. And you guys can also check a bunch of forums on the 4XE, 4xE, how many issues they're having and how they're not being addressed at all. I just feel like Jeep has to step up their game, because this is not how you treat customers. And guys, if you live in Canada and you're having the same issues as me, please do call and contact Transportation of Canada and tell them about this defect, because this is honestly no joke. This can honestly harm somebody, and more cases. And if you have this case, please call them and let them know that you're having this issue, because they are now monitoring this issue after I gave them a call. Well, thanks guys. I've been very stressed out lately. I don't know, you know, I've been thinking of selling the 4XE, but just like with the upgrades and everything I've done to it, and I still love it. You know, I don't want to get rid of it, but if I'm going to have to, I will, and hopefully I won't have to. So if you guys want to know what will happen in the future, please subscribe, like this video, just so more people can see this issue. Direct message me on Instagram if you guys have any questions. I'll see you guys soon. And here's Simba, guys. I know we didn't include him in today's video, but here he is. He's always being a little rascal.